If you like Nike and you love running, stick around. I have some sunglass recommendations for you. Hello and welcome. I'm Eyeglass Tyler. I want to talk to you about our top picks from Nike for running. Now, we have a lot of frames out. There are 7 frames on this table. The idea of this video is I want to let you know what these frames have to offer, what you can expect out of them, ideally, whether or not they will be right for you. Before we get into it, I want to mention that there are some things that all of these frames have in common. So instead of repeating myself over and over, I'll get those out of the way right now. First thing is wrap coverage. Now, not all of these frames are wrapped in the lens curvature, but you do have wrap coverage in all of them, and I'll get into more details what I mean by that when I get to those frames that differ slightly, but they are all going to be lightweight. Lightweight is the name of the game when it comes to running sunglasses because you don't want to have to think about what's on your face. You want to focus on your run, and so we want them to be as lightweight as possible and still durable, of course. All of these in their non-RX, meaning non-prescription form, have Nike Max Optics lens options for you. There are some specialty lenses that they have. If you have questions about that, we can get into that in another one, or you can call our opticians. We'd love to hear from you. All of these are also RXable. That is to say, you can put prescription lenses in them. They would be done with SportRx prescription lenses, and we have an amazing list of sport optimized lens options that are available to you. And again, our opticians are going to be the go-to resource for all things in that category. First up, we have the Nike Tailwind S. Now, this kind of takes place of 2 frames because it's the Nike Tailwind S, which is the smaller version of the original Tailwind. Both of them would be amazing. The only thing that they differ in is their sizing. The non-S is larger. The S is smaller. This is a semi-rimless full wrap performance frame option that has their flying lens. They call it their vented flying lens. And it's very unique. I actually think this is a pretty cool style. You do have that venting functionality. That's this gap in the lens up here where just about every other interchangeable frame design, the lens makes contact with the entire frame up top. And so this really only makes contact in the lens hook, as we say, the thing that keeps the lens in the frame, is quite small, and it's just in the interior nasal corner. And so you do get that functionality for venting, which means minimizing the fogging ability and just overall, I think cool. It looks aesthetically pleasing. It's a cool design detail and something to keep an eye out for. Of course, that means that it's interchangeable. And what that means is that you can have multiple sets of lenses in just the one frame for all kinds of different light conditions or even specific sports if you're planning on using these for different sports. When it comes to sizing, this has an SFW of 125 millimeters, which lands it at a men's small or a women's small to medium. Next up, we have the classic Rabid 2. Amazing frame if you're looking for something that's a really good all-around, nondescript, unassuming wrapped frame. It's going to give you the performance you need, amazing for the sport, and just a good looking frame. There's nothing overtly aggressive or fancy about it. It's really straightforward, and I love it for that reason, to be honest with you. It has high tension hinges. It's made out of nylon, which is why it is so lightweight and also quite flexible. It uses tension to hold the frame onto your face. There is no actual grip to speak of, not on the nose or in the temple. You do have this line groove textured temple tip on the inside, which is going to help to directionally push moisture away from your head, and it should help with a little bit of grip there also, but primarily it's using tension to hold on to your head, which is good. And fit is important here, which I'll get into just a second because it's not really adjustable. That's a double-edged sword with the nylon frame material. It maintains its shape over a long period of time, but that means that it also you can't change its shape. It maintains its shape, so that works just great if they fit you well, but if you need them to be fine-tuned, maybe not the right choice for you. But this is actually the smaller version of the Adrenaline 2, which we'll get to later on in this list. When it comes to sizing, an SFW of 132 millimeters lands this as a men's medium or a women's medium to large. And next up, we have the brand new Show X3. This one's very exciting. The X2, which actually is coming up later in this list as well, has been kind of an evergreen, really good sport frame, and Nike really upped their game in this, I would say. It is a much more aggressive style. It is really everything about it aimed around aggressive sport use. It is semi-rimless, obviously, which means that it is interchangeable. It means you can, in this frame as well, get multiple lenses, just have to have the one frame chassis. And in a lot of ways, it's similar to the X2, but like I say, it's more aggressive, and you definitely get some more sport elements that are going to benefit you here, especially if you like venting, because this has no shortage of venting. There's venting designed in the brow pad in the top of the frame that's going to help push airflow downward to push any potential chance of moisture buildup right down the bottom of that lens, so they're not going to fog on you. Also, the bridge design is this saddle bridge design, which I'm seeing show up in a lot of Nike's new sport designs in particular, which is really nice. It's meant for comfort. It's going to help to sit like a saddle on your bridge. That's why they call it a saddle style, which tends to be more comfortable. But it's also nice in that it is vented, it has grip, and it also is going to help with absorbing impact. So it's kind of a cool design there. And in this case, a little wider in the nose bridge in this saddle style than in some of their other options. And so if you have a wider nose bridge, this is probably going to be a good option for you. It does have slightly adjustable temple tips, and there is grip on the temple as well. But it's really just for fine tuning, just for that little added bit of comfort. It's not terribly adjustable in the temple. With an SFW of 135 millimeters, this lands you at a men's medium to large or a women's large. Next up, we have the Nike Sentiment, and finally a frame designed with women in mind. A really good frame here, and this is the reason I was giving the caveat in the beginning of wrap coverage, because technically this is a 6-base frame. That is to say that the lens curvature is not a true wrap, which starts at the 8-base mark. Now, the 6-base element in this frame is going to give you a frame that's more of a crossover. It's really good for everyday use, as well as not at all being out of place in sport use, especially running. We're talking running glasses, right? The thing that is neat about this and why you're getting wrap coverage, even though it's not wrap lens curvature, they do have a built-in side shield, which is going to help to cut more light coming in from the sides. And they also have a little bit of that built into what I call the brow pad. So the brow shield up here as well, which is going to help with some of that light coming in from above. And so that's a really cool element to have. It's also really nice to have a 6-base lens if you have a strong prescription. This is way more accommodating for even strong prescriptions. So definitely something to keep in mind if you do need that. And the temple tips, very, very flexible. Again, it's relying on holding on to the head with tension, but very, very flexible, very soft flex in this temple, and really good grip on the nose bridge, which I appreciate for sure. With an SFW of 136, this lands you in a men's medium to large. If you decide being a man, sure, it's designed for women, but we're inclusive. We're not exclusive, right? So you can still definitely get this. And if you're a medium to large man, this will fit you well. And for women, a solid large. Hey, if you're liking this content, but maybe you have additional questions about Nike, or perhaps you have prescription needs, well, be sure to reach out to one of our very friendly expert SportRx opticians, because they are eagerly awaiting your call. And for even more Nike frame reviews, unboxings, prescription Nike content, check out our videos and blogs. We'll put a link in the description below. Next up, we have the Nike Adrenaline 2. We talked about this a little bit earlier because this is the larger version of the Rabid 2. Effectively, they perform the same. They have all the same performance elements, design elements, really and truly. It's just a larger style, a little more rectangular perhaps in this one. And I would say probably more aimed toward men and a more masculine design overall. But that's not to say that only men can wear it. Like I said, we're being inclusive. This does have those high tension hinges, very durable, nylon, lightweight, durable, and a great all-around style. I really like this as a go-to for somebody who's looking for an amazing all-around wrapped frame, but doesn't want anything that's too outlandish. This is an amazing option for you. With an SFW of 136 millimeters, it lands you at a men's medium to large or a women's large. Next up, we have the Breeze, and this is another frame designed with women in mind, so thank you, Nike. And another one that has a full rim 6 base lens curvature, but you still get that wrap coverage. And so they did essentially the same thing here. They have the built-in side shield, the built-in brow shield, so you get that wrap coverage that you need to block out the sun, but in a more lifestyle, everyday use lens curvature. So amazing on your run, but also amazing when you're just out and about. And I love that about this frame. And again, like I said, 6 base lens, so very, very RXable. The embedded grip is on the bridge and in the temples. And so that's another element that makes them fantastic for the sport. With an SFW of 138, this lands you at a men's large, if you decide you like this style, men, and a women's large to extra large. And last but not least, we have the ever popular, classic, evergreen Nike Show X2. I love this frame. It holds a place very near and dear to my heart because it has been a great go-to for people looking for a true performance, full wrap, semi-rimless, interchangeable frame design. It can really get you through just about anything, especially running. That's what we're talking about now. But honestly, even if running isn't your only sport, an amazing frame. And as you can see, definitely a less aggressive style than the new X3. It does have what I love, adjustable nose pads, and there is a textured design in the nose pad, again, to help with airflow and to help wick away moisture. It also has textured grip on the temple, and it is slightly adjustable like the X3, a little more adjustable than the X3, but still not extremely adjustable. So you can really just get a more customized, tailored fit with slight adjustments in the temple here. And it's made out of nylon, so like I keep saying, lightweight and very durable. With an SFW of 138 millimeters, this lands you at a men's large or a women's large to extra large. That wraps up our top picks of Nike sunglasses for running. Hopefully now with this very versatile selection, you have a better idea of what's right for you and what these frames have to offer, what you can expect out of these frames, and maybe even just you know what to look for in running sunglasses. That was kind of the aim of this. If you feel like I missed anything, definitely leave a comment in the comment section below. We will get back to you. We love hearing from you, so reach out to us. By the way, if you decide to order from SportRx, thanks to our See Better guarantee, you never have to worry about getting something that isn't right or just doesn't work for you. You can actually take as long as 45 days with them to figure that out. You just reach out to us. We take care of you no matter what that means on our end. Also, like I keep saying, we have opticians who would love to help you get it right the first time. So reach out to us. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting or valuable information. If so, throw us a like. It means a lot to us. You can check out relevant videos here. Also, we have great content on our social media outlets, and I think you'd enjoy that too. So check us out there also at SportRx.